5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's time to count down reality TV's most talked about moments with Amanda Bella. Hey guys, welcome back to Bella Talks TV. It's Amanda Bella here, and I have to get right into it with you guys. It's already the Friday post BravoCon. It's Friday, November 21st, and I've just been able to get my mind, my spirit, and my body realigned and be able to get the time and really I had to get my brain connected to my mouth again, because where it's like you get so excited and you start tripping over your words and it's like, I have so much to tell you guys. So I want to just jump right into it. So I had the best time ever at BravoCon. This was my third BravoCon and fourth, I guess, if you count the Bravo Fan Fest, which I do think that was basically BravoCon as well. But each one has been more dramatic, dynamic, and exciting than the one before. I do feel like the fandom has just grown so big now. And I think just like how some people are not Vegas people, some people are Vegas people. And so when you are a Vegas person and you are a Bravo person, it does end up being like the perfect environment and the perfect formula to have the best weekend ever. So I have always enjoyed it being out in Vegas, but you guys, this year there were torrential downpours, floods. The Venetian where I was staying had a complete pipe burst situation where we weren't able to have our food court or be open, or the room service be open, or certain entrances weren't open. And this is all because of F1, which it's really like F off. Like, who cares about this? It's all such a money grab. And I realize the economy, has to work in its ways. Like Vegas, we don't want to see Vegas die. We don't want to see, it's good to see certain things being brought there and it's staying alive there. So I personally would never want to see it become, some desolate old town where all the hotels close and all those people lose their jobs. And, there's a whole thing going on out there. So if you've never been, which a lot of people haven't, and I can't believe the amount of people I met at this BravoCon who have never been to Vegas before, never been to BravoCon before. I mean, their heads must have been popping off, because even me, like a seasoned vet, I really had so much I was trying to juggle when I was out there. So I arrived on Wednesday night. I was really lucky to be able to get out there. Now, people that listen, hello to all my new listeners, by the way. I'm Amanda Bella. I live on Long Island, New York. My husband and I just bought a house out here. He's born and raised here. We met in Chicago. I'm from the Midwest. 7 years ago, I moved out here right before the pandemic, the summer before the pandemic. I got really lucky. And that's my whole life story. I started my page in 2021 and I started the podcast, I think 2022. That's just a quick rundown if you're new to the show. Typically, my show is a reality TV's most talked about moments countdown. So I'm wrangling up, I'm making a list, I'm checking it twice, and I'm going over the most talked about reality TV moments every week. Now, this week I wanted to do a specific BravoCon moments episode for you. So that's what we're going to focus on. But especially because I'm in the middle of a construction zone right now, and our house is being worked on and jackhammered every single day from 7:45 in the morning until 5 o'clock at night. Like, it has been hard for me to record. So I would love to say I'm going to get another episode out. I really want to talk about OC. I really want to talk about Salt Lake City. I really want to talk about Married at First Sight. I want to go over Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Like, I have so much other stuff to talk about. So I'm going to do my best to get another episode out to you guys ASAP. But let's talk about BravoCon first. Like, we have to go over best weekend ever. So I arrived on Wednesday night. I got in because we are big Vegas people. We go a lot. We get free hotel rooms, and I have so many airline points. So to me, hotel and airfare was always covered. So I didn't go out there already with such an axe to grind about how much money I'm spending, because I just had to pay for my ticket. Now, I cannot believe how many creators get free tickets. Like, where's my call, Bravo? Like, what the I'm sitting here. I mean, I don't get more of an authentic, organic creator in the space than me, but whatever. It's the same people that always get the same opportunities and they don't even appreciate it. I'm like listening to everyone else's recaps and they were like, it was so tiring. I didn't feel good all weekend. It's like, okay, you literally were like, okay, stop it. Anyways, I really want to focus on the positive parts, which was arriving in Wednesday, getting a chance to kind of settle in. I wake up on Thursday and I know everyone's starting to arrive into town. So I'm already feeling the buzz of everyone getting in. Bravo Loves are arriving, and there are the Watch What Happens live tapings going on. So all of the talent was booked again at the Four Seasons. This is the second time that they've been booked there. So I'm definitely assuming that 2 years from now, when they have BravoCon 2027, it will also be where the housewives are staying at the Four Seasons. So a lot of people really do go there, hang out in the lobby, and get some good photo ops, meet some people out there. And I personally have never gone over there and like checked out the scene there. It's also where they have a lot of like the talent parties and the actual like official Bravo after parties. And so basically, I'm manifesting that I will be able to somehow get myself into one of these spaces in 2 years. But I didn't go anywhere near that. I was more hanging out with a lot of the other creators that were arriving into town. And on Thursday, we went to trivia. We went to a Housewives trivia, and it was at the Happy Camper, which is a place that's also originated from Chicago. I'm still recovering from being in the desert for a week. Like, not even 10 Stanleys can save me. But we arrive, we go to trivia on Thursday. It was Lucy on the Ground, who I never followed, which is so crazy for me to not know a Chicago Bravo creator. So I had never heard of her. She hosted this event and it was packed in there. And I don't know if it's a testament to her or if it's a testament to Vegas or if it's a testament to just BravoCon. She had good marketing, advertising. I'm not sure. But people were there. I was like the last one to arrive and it was packed. So we played trivia, and our team name was Bronwyn's Cherry. We thought we were so smart and funny for that, which it was pretty iconic. And we ended up getting fourth place, allegedly. Like, we never received anything or like any acknowledgement. But I guess at the end, they did read out some kind of list of who won and stuff. And I don't remember this, but I guess we got fourth. So we did our best. I don't even remember some of the questions. It was really hard. And we sat with some other girls from Chicago. It was really, really fun. And we had the best time that night, like kicking off BravoCon. So when I say we, I'm talking about me and Rhea from Coffee Meets Vodka. She was like my bestie all weekend and was my little like bestie for BravoCon, because you have to have at least one friend that will like meet you in the morning, who will leave and walk out with you when it closes. So we had each other's backs, and we were really focused. Like the first day, there was a lot of chaos and the line was so long. Like I don't recall ever waiting in a line to get into BravoCon. But this year, there was a huge snake line that wrapped all around the premises when we arrived on Friday morning. So I was really just shocked and unprepared for that. Showed up in my Meredith Marks shirt. I wanted to see her DJ. I knew she was starting at 9:30, and I couldn't get a VIP ticket. I tried online the day that they were on sale, but I didn't realize, you can just like buy a resale one from someone. I never pursued that. I'm always scared to buy a resale ticket. So I just got like an official Bravo one for GA and I stuck with it. But now, just because of the DJ sets starting at 9:30 and you get in half an hour early with VIP, I would have totally taken advantage of that. I was though able, even though, to come in at 9:30 and a little bit late for these DJ sets. For Friday was Meredith, Saturday was Maddie, and then Sunday was Dorinda. And I still feel like I was able to show up and be present for them, even though I didn't get to see the whole thing. It wasn't like a huge like Coachella stage. So it was more just like a little, platform that they were up on. So it was very easy for you to just walk up to the front, even though you were late. So that's what I did. I was able to live stream, shout out everybody who connected with my content and enjoyed the live stream. I mean, I'm not very good at it, but I was trying to give everybody something. I like to watch a live stream. I recently watched a live stream of the When We Were Young Panic at the Disco reunion in Vegas, the 20-year or whatever. And I watched a girl like stand in the crowd with her arm with her phone the whole time for like 2 hours. So I appreciate people that do that. So that's what I was trying to achieve. I hope everybody logged on for a few of those. I also did a couple panel check-ins on lives and tried to just show people some POV of where I was. And it was just moment after moment. So counting down the 5 most talked about BravoCon moments, we definitely have to get into, it's really even hard to like rank them. Let me see if I can real quick. Okay, actually, that is a perfect segue to go into my OMG and LOL of the week, or OMG and LOL of BravoCon. So my OMG has to be the moment that I got to talk to the McBees. Yes, all 3 of them, Jesse, Cole, and Steven Sr. or Steven Jr. Oh my gosh, could you imagine if Steve Sr. was there? My head would have shot off. I was so excited. So I'm walking through the Bravo Bazaar. And again, like if you guys haven't been there, there's a whole area where all of the Bravo celebrities have their booths. And then this time they set up a live stage there too. So before this live stage used to be out in like the hallway, they moved it into the bazaar. So that was an interesting choice. I guess I don't really have a preference, even though I thought I liked it better before, but now looking back, it was okay, I guess. I was walking into the bazaar. This was on Sunday, but this was right after Dorinda's DJ set. Okay, let me go back because it's so hard to remember like each moment, even though it was just the most incredible time. Okay, so we do trivia on Thursday. Okay, yes. Then I wake up on Friday. We go to Meredith Marks. Andy was there. I also saw Carol Radziwill and I saw Tom Schwartz. So that was all before I even got into the convention. Now, Andy was seen at Meredith's kicking off BravoCon welcome set or whatever. I missed him. I must have got there like 2 minutes too late. So, anyways, I saw her there. It was amazing. She was blowing bubbles. Seth, Chloe, and Brooks Marks were all up there with her. Um, I'm looking again to see if Reed was there, but I do not see Reed, who is her other son. Okay, so then we went in and we checked out some panels. The first panel was the Valley, and I didn't really get a lot out of the Valley panel, except for the fact that I miss Jax, and I don't care what anybody thinks. I think next season's going to be so boring. Janet said that if you hated her last year, you're really going to hate her this year. Kristen was giving nothing. I realize she's a new mom now, and maybe she's just like not, she just didn't really have any moments or like have anything really to say. Now, Luke, he had an interesting haircut. He looks like he has some kind of like crazy mullet now. Not sure how I feel about that. Then, after we were at the Valley panel, we walked over to a recharging station. There's all these little like phone recharging stations. And as I was standing there, Rachel Lindsay started walking down the hallway. And I had just told Rhea, like, oh my God, Rachel's on my bucket list to meet this weekend. So if you see her, let me know. And then all of a sudden, like 2 seconds later, she popped up behind me. So just a little lesson to just shoot for your dreams, kids. Okay. You might meet your heroes one day, which meeting Rachel Lindsay, like if you're watching on YouTube, you'll be able to see the pictures here. She really, like, I was genuinely talking to her. She was carrying what I was telling her. I'm like, I listen to Morally Corrupt. I've been watching you on every single Bachelor related program ever that you've ever done. Then we took a picture and she was a doll to me. Now, I heard some people maybe not have the best experience with her, but maybe because I was fangirling and listening to Morally Corrupt, maybe that's why she liked, took a picture with me. Anyways, then after that, we decided to go to the Beverly Hills panel and they showed us pretty much all of the first episode. And I tried not to watch it because I actually wanted to wait to watch it with everybody and kind of have the real like fan experience. Sometimes the sneak peeks like just don't hit. So I do remember enjoying the episode and I'm definitely not happy that Erica is going to fight with Dorit this season. She said she like loses it on her. Whatever, Erica. So yeah. I'm trying to always support my DJ Bravo celebrities, which Erica now just announced too that she is also, but it's like, okay, whatever. So, anyways, after that, I went over to the Bravo live stage again and we were kind of walking around getting lunch and stuff. Checked out a live panel that was going on there with Heather Dubrow, Shamia, and I believe Pat, Miss Pat from Southern Charm. So it was kind of like a bougie panel. They were talking about just being rich, basically. Now, Austin was there with Whitney, and I was standing right behind them. You can kind of see in this little video that I took, Whitney and Austin were standing like right there in front of me. I pretty much was just there to like people watch them. And then all of a sudden, though, out of the corner of my eye, I see a little gem, and his name is Terry Dubrow. And there he was taking pictures with fans, and so your girl had to get one. He was so nice, you guys. We stand Terry Dubrow, of course. Now, I told him that I watched every second of Plastic Surgery Rewind, and he was kind of like, oh my God, I'm sorry, because I think I was the only one who watched it. And I recapped it and I talked about it and I loved it. It's all about casting for me, and I'll watch pretty much anything with Kim Zolciak on it. So that's the big reason why I watched that show. Now, I thought he like really did good with the show. He said it's not coming back, it's been canceled. He said, continue to watch Botched. So yeah, you guys, just wanted to let everybody know that he was really nice. Then I walked around in the bazaar a little bit again. I'm just looking over some videos to see if anything significant happened after that. Then I checked out a panel. Let's see which one this one is. Okay, so this was Battle of the Sexes. Yes, it was. Okay, this was an interesting panel, you guys. So I went to this and I went to this because Steve McBee Jr. was on the panel. The guys from Summer House, Tom Schwartz, Joe Bradley, Craig. So I wanted to go see them. And then for the girls, it was Gigi. And let's see, I can't even remember the girls that were on this. It was like, I remember Gigi for sure because they got Gigi and West to exchange numbers. Jerry O'Connell was hosting. Ariana Bierman was here. It was pretty good, but I kind of got over that a little bit. Then I went and walked around the bazaar a little bit and I met nobody else than Jody AC. And I asked him how the AC was, and he asked me if I liked his Halloween costume, which I did. If you know, you know. Then you saw that he dressed up as his own AC unit for Halloween. And then I left after that. I went back. I put my legs up in my hotel room because my legs were throbbing and my feet were already gonna be ripped off and thrown into the Grand Canyon. So, but I had to prepare to go to Kyle Cook. So that was starting at 10:30. I actually also got invited to go to this exclusive dinner on Friday, and it was an amazing dinner put on by the Real Houses of Politics. And I will put all their information in the show notes. And they were doing a drag show on Saturday night with some of the RuPaul's Drag Race queens. It was Selena's S Titties, and it was also Naomi Smalls. And I got to meet both of them. And then also Candace from Real Houses of Potomac was also at this dinner. So it was just crazy to be there and just be like in such a, Candace is so down to earth. I didn't expect her to be, as nice. She just was really hanging out with everybody and being genuinely nice and supportive. And so I feel bad because I was not really always like the biggest fan of her. And I never like called for her firing or anything, but I always just thought she was so mean and I didn't like the body shaming she would do and stuff. But I realized now she's reading. She thinks she's a drag queen. And now I have a different perspective of her. So it is different. And I went to that dinner and then I had to leave because at 10:30 it was Kyle Cook and I bought a table for this, you guys. And the whole point of me buying this freaking table so that they would put Bella Talks TV up on the screen. And then no, it wasn't enough that I spent $1,500 on a table for me and my friends, that I also had to spend another $950 to put my name on the screen. So I did not do that, unfortunately. I had to draw the line somewhere, but I still had the most amazing time. And because I had a table, I was able to invite other creators to come. So Ashley, the Bravo mom, and Kat Worm with a mustache, then Farai Bennett and Oliver Sanders, they all came to my table and supported me. Also, watch what Lisa says. Oh my gosh, Lisa's so nice. I was so shocked at some of these creators that I met, just how genuine and down to earth everybody was. I had the best time and I was really able to like have a moment to host, and it felt good. Like it felt really good to be able to be like to that level where at least I had enough people to have some people come to my table. Like I last BravoCon I really wanted to do that and I didn't know enough people. So that was a goal that I wanted to set. Here's a picture of Rhea and I in the club at Kyle Cook. Here's me and all the girlies in our big booth. I mean, Vegas clubs are just unlike any other. Here's Farai and Oliver and all of us having the best time. And it was really just incredible. Shout out Farai, like truly one of the freaking funniest people I've ever met. Shout out, oh my God, now I'm just name dropping, but she doesn't go by Zen Blonde anymore, but Lauren Skay. She's like an iconic influencer too. Like she was so nice, you guys. We walked all the way back to the taxi line together. Oh yeah, and when I got to the taxi line, I'm standing there waiting. I'm just like, not even paying attention, talking to Rhea. Then all of a sudden she's like, oh, turn around, Carl's here. There he is. He was just waiting behind me in the taxi line. Always so good to see him. Okay, then on Saturday, we got there early. We went to the Love Hotel panel. They announced that they're doing season 2 with Portia, Heather Gay, and Sonia Morgan. I'm interested why they didn't do a 4th. Maybe they just thought 3 would work better this season. But that was a fun panel. We ran into Ryan Bailey. Shout out to all the baddies. And I was so sad. I got to see a lot of the baddies. I'm like, if Maritza, if you're listening, Amy Duffy, if you're listening, I'm so sad I didn't get to see you out there. I really, really am. So sad. We went and did some activations. We went to the Bravoverse live stage too for a second. And there was a little bit going on over there. We had Cole, Sheena. Oh yeah, Sheena saying good as gold. Kristen Doty, Julia. I don't think Julia like really said a word the whole weekend. Emily, Lindsay Hubbard was on this panel. Lindsay Hubbard walked out on the stage and somebody said, "Who is that?" And I said, "You should not be at BravoCon." Kate Chastain, always a great host. We got to do a little traders photo op. That was so cute. I got to wear the cloak and stand in the little area. We did some of the activations. And then that was pretty much like the end of Saturday. I went to the Southern Hospitality panel for a minute. That was pretty good. Again, I'm trying to like avoid all of the spoilers for the new seasons because I want to watch and wait. I got to meet Reza. I stood, like, people were mobbing him, but I'm like, I talk about the Shahs every single day. Like, I better get over there and meet him. And I told him to, like, I've always tagged you in things, DM'd you. You've always been a delight, reshared, reposted. Like, I appreciate you. He was sweet. Oh my gosh, wait, I can't even tell sometimes who these people are. Oh, who was that? Meredith Marks? Hilarious. People mob them. I got to see Whitney and Patricia and Madison sit down in that State Farm area for a little bit. And then that was the end of the convention putting it for me on Saturday. And then I went to Creator Con, which was put on by the Bravo Docket, which was an influencer meetup. And I was so grateful to be invited to that or be able to participate in that. And it's just really nice. I got to talk to Gibson Johns again, which I had met him one time, I think, like very, very briefly. But in person, like he is truly just the nicest guy. Like I kind of forget sometimes because he's gotten so big, but he is still very humble, very, very nice. Everybody that I met there, 10 out of 10. Like, I don't want to sit and just name drop every single person, but I just was great to be like amongst other creative people that are putting themselves out there. Maybe not even like sure, we're not getting PR boxes and we're not getting invited to things and we're not getting free tickets, but like we still show up to do this every week and we still are doing this because we're just fans and that's really what this is all about. So okay, so that was Saturday. Then I went to that drag show that I was telling you guys about with the RuPaul's Drag Race, Candace, and then Katie Janela was also there with Matt. And, can't hate on them. They're so supportive and outspoken. I'm wondering if Katie's like also playing up being a part of the community. Matt was loving the show. So it's cool to have a husband like that he would go and support. I had a lot of fun there. One of the drag queens did Andy Cohen drag and like had the shot ski and had the glittery suit that Andy wore. Like, how did this drag queen tenderoni know that Andy wore that glittery suit? I don't even understand. It was like Inception. So I'm going to post pictures of all of this stuff. And I'm also going to make sure that everything's on my Instagram, on my TikTok, and also be posting it to potentially to a version of this for the video for YouTube. I would love to be able to like insert some pictures of this and some videos. So yes, in between all of this, I'm also trying to watch Real Secret Lives of Mormon Wives because it dropped the day I got to Vegas. And I was trying to simultaneously catch up with that, but I couldn't. I only got through like 4 episodes all weekend, which is very unlike me. I would usually watch the whole thing. Then, okay, it's Sunday morning. I get there early. Dorinda is hanging off the side of the wall, talking to everybody, welcoming everybody into BravoCon. Now, I have to complain a little bit that I was there early on Saturday or on Sunday, and I still got in late because they just like weren't letting general admission in. And they did like an extra like 15 minutes of VIP only. And I just thought that was really shitty because I really looked forward to seeing Dorinda. And now I still got to see her DJ for a half an hour and it was amazing. She was everything. She worked the crowd. She was funny. She played hilarious clips. Yeah, you can just feel the energy in that. That was so fun. Then I went into the Bravoverse live stage and I saw cowboy hats and immediately started running. Now, again, this stage is random. I don't believe that there were some slots where people were on there, and then there were some slots that were just like surprise guests. And so I didn't recall that this was going on. So it was the McBees and also West and Jesse from Summer House. And we're standing there, we're watching them for a few minutes. I'm freaking out. I ran to them like it was Justin Bieber. And, we're up there, we're watching. Then all of a sudden they're like, okay, let's open up for some fan questions. So I run over to the side. I'm like, I'm going up there. I'm going up there. Thank God I immediately had the idea to like ask about their dad and to see how he was doing. He gave, Stephen Jr. gave a really political answer about how he was doing, but I still appreciated that he looked me in the eyes. He answered. Jesse McBee like waved at me. And also, this is also available on Peacock, so you can watch the video of it. And it's on Sunday, like 20 or so minutes into Sunday's Bravoverse live stage. And as I'm giving my question, I am being myself. And, you guys know me. And I'm just nerding out and freaking out. And all of a sudden, I get done asking my question. I'd see Jesse like wave at me. Jesse and Wes also were like, just like kind of looking over at me, I think being like, who is this like psychotic woman? I leave, I walk away. And then, like, literally the best moment that's ever happened to me in my entire life. One of the Bellas finds me in the wild, comes up to me, and Adam from Brooklyn, I know you're listening, and just truly made my entire Bravo experience hearing one of the Bellas be like, oh my gosh, I heard you up there asking the McBees a question. And I had to come over and say hi. And just the whole moment of like me asking the McBees the question. I'm on Bravo in that moment. I'm on Peacock live streaming. I'm walking away. I'm meeting one of the Bellas. Like, I started bursting out crying. Like, it was kind of a crazy reaction. And some people were like, are you crying over like McBee's literally get your life together? But no, it was just so emotional. Thank you for coming to meet me. And it just made me like realize how much I love doing this and how much I'm just so grateful that I've found this community and given such, so much of my energy to this, because it's so worth it when you get it back tenfold. So I just wanted to really give Adam a shout out as well. Thank you for meeting me. And shout out to all the Bellas, all the new ones and the old ones. You guys, welcome. Like, this is a safe space. This is a Kiki space. This is the place you might hear little things here and there that maybe are confirmed or unconfirmed. And this is just for funsies, okay? This is just for entertainment purposes. So I had the best time on Sunday. Sunday was my favorite day there. We did some of the activations. They have all the little things that you can stand with, like the BravoCon, Glam Cam, and do the Ladies of London booth. And then I went to a really good panel on Sunday, which was Summer House OGs, which you can tell I'm repping my Summer House shirt. Like, I love Summer House more than ever still. I'm so sad about this Summer House spinoff. And okay, going back to Kyle Cook for a minute on Friday night, Kyle was there DJing. And then I was like, is Amanda going to be there supporting him? Because she's always with him. It does seem like for these big events. No, she was not there. Now, I guess I'm believing the tea that I spilled myself on here, that they are living separately. So I am assuming that, yes, they are legally married. And that's why if they're like my wife, my husband, it is like, okay, that's what they are. But I don't know, you guys. I don't foresee them making it through this. Kyle seemed way too happy to be DJing on Friday night. Like, he seemed way too just on his own journey right now. And if Amanda doesn't want to ride on that ride with him anymore, she's got to get off. But who else was there was all of the McBees. Now, this was the night that the Bravos was filmed, Friday. So they all left Planet Hollywood and then came right over to Hakkasan together. And it was Kyle, Carl, Austin, Weston Jesse, Tom Sandoval and his girlfriend, they walked right by my table and we were like, hey, Tom. Ray took a picture with Tom. Victoria gave us like the worst look ever and like ran away from Tom. And then I don't know if they ever like met up with each other again, but I don't know if I was like having fan fiction, you guys, that remember how, okay, let's get into now. We can get into my top 5 most talked about moments of BravoCon, because this is a perfect way to transition into this, because my number 5 most talked about moment of BravoCon was Tom fighting with Victoria in the lobby at the Four Seasons. And Lindsay Hubbard breaking it up. All of them are shoeless. They're fighting. It's late in the morning. And I'm like, wait a second. What is heard in this video that Page 6 dropped, this Page 6 exclusive from BravoCon, was that they were fighting, and it was heard Victoria going like, Tom, it's your ego, or something about his ego. Then Lindsay's saying, okay, I understand why you would be mad, and kind of like affirming Victoria. And I'm wondering, like, did Victoria tell Tom, okay, we can go out to the club tonight, but you cannot take pictures with any fans, and you have to like hang out with me and just like be with me. And then the second they came in, he stopped and took pictures with us. And then she got mad and huffed and puffed away. And then they were seen fighting later. I'm like, Did we trigger the fight? Like, am I the problem? I know that's delusional to think, but I don't know. We were connecting a lot of dots that night. So I thought that was so funny that that fight happened and that someone was secretly recording it and sending it into page six. Like, who are these messy content creators slash bloggers slash fans who are taking these secret videos of these Bravo celebrities all being effed up, allegedly illicit substances and alcohol and all kinds of things, no sleep, adrenaline. Whoever's doing that, don't do that. I think that's so shitty to secretly record. Okay, but that was my number 5 most talked about moment. It was kind of crazy, that video coming out, and just Lindsay being in the middle of it made so much sense to me for some reason. And then, okay, because she's such a mom now, she wants like everybody. She does like to, so when it comes to her own fights, she'll hold that grudge till the day she dies. Actually, I have to give her some credit. This didn't make my top 5 most talked about moments of the BravoCon, but Lindsay and Carl were seen taking pictures, laughing, kikiing together. I think this is what got me into this whole loop around. Okay, yes. So I saw the OG Summer House panel on Sunday. They rewatched Carl, Lindsay, and Kyle sat on a couch and rewatched the first episode of Summer House together in real, and would comment and whatever. Lindsay hasn't changed a bit. Carl actually has changed a lot, I have to say. Kyle probably gotten a lot worse. So it was just really interesting watching them. But then throughout the weekend, Bravo, people were reporting everywhere that Carl and Lindsay were really getting along, laughing. Uncle Carl's going to be with Gemma at Christmas this year. No, I'm just kidding. But I just was so happy to hear that. Like, if anything's going to make me like Lindsay again, it's going to be her burying the hatchet with Carl. So I was all for that. Now, speaking of people reuniting, my number 4 most talked about BravoCon moment was Teresa and Joe also reuniting at BravoCon. Now, everybody was like, it's for the paycheck, it's for the cameras, but they did meet up offline. Okay, now remember I was here talking about this in my last episode. Teresa and Joe met up at their dad's grave, their parents' graves. Dark, but necessary. They cried it out. They hugged it out. It seems like Melissa and Louis are also involved in this reconciliation. They all knew they were going to be at BravoCon together. I'm sure they were hoping that Bravo would announce that they were going to start filming again and bring back Jersey. But Andy actually was kind of quite the contrary at the Ask Andy panel, the one that everyone got so mad at Jeff Lewis because he brought up Monica Garcia's SNAP benefits. Jeff Lewis is going to Jeff Lewis, all right? Like, he's never going to change. That's why he'll never be able to replace Andy. It's definitely going to be somebody like, I don't know, Danny Pellegrino, or I don't know. There's so many people it could be. I've had that conversation like a billion times about who could replace him. But okay, so Teresa and Joe reunite. Even Melissa, Louis, all of them hugging, kissing. It seems to be genuine. Melissa says don't question it, just support it. She did mention that they are doing a lot of stuff off camera together, so that is important. And then at the Ask Andy panel, he did say if in 1 year, he was like, ask me in a year. If this lasts basically for 1 year and they're really a big happy family again, then potentially. So I kind of thought that was tea. Okay, for my number 3 most talked about BravoCon moment, another rant was caught by some sleuthy little blogger about Shep ranting about Paige in some hotel lobby, bar, or whatever. Now, Shep was on his worst behavior at last BravoCon, and he did promise he wasn't going to do this again. Now, this time, yes, he does seem drunk, but he doesn't seem like he's like on drugs or anything. Like last time he was truly out of his mind. This time he seemed like he was just, drunk. He wasn't like falling over or anything or like punching anybody. But he was ranting about Paige and Craig both, saying that they had this sham relationship where they both made millions and how then Paige dumped him on a podcast and it was bullshit. And I couldn't agree with Shep more. Hot take. Because I do believe that. I believe that from Craig's perspective, that entire relationship was completely true and amazing. I believe that Paige always just kind of thought he was okay and was like, okay, I'm going to film for Southern Charm. I'm going to film for this. This is really good for my brand. This is really good for my podcast. This is to be this Bravo power couple, everything. And then when everything did come crashing down because she did cheat on Craig and she met Joe and then she realized she can't be on reality TV anymore because she's lying about her life and she's never going to share any of that with us. And now she's still being talked about at BravoCon. It does annoy me because I honestly don't want to I don't want to pay her any dust because she left the network. We shouldn't even be expressing anything about her unless it has to do with her being on reality TV. So I just was annoyed with that also. I do believe that Craig really loved her. I don't think Paige really ever intended to marry him or saw herself being with him. I think it just worked for the time and it was what it was. So yeah, I agree with Shep. All right, my number two most talked about moment, another feud coming out of BravoCon. Now, this one I was kind of surprised about because I wasn't really having Madison being on the top of the BravoCon, Squash the Beef. Now this is going to go on for 2 years, like list. I don't know. Maybe I truly am wondering, was this a genuine, authentic trolling? Just Austin put the thing on his head. She said it, she wasn't thinking. Or was this calculated? Because part of me thinks like, okay, we all know how fast these feuds get picked up, and we know everybody was gonna like piranhas be taking this bait out in the water. So why did she name Sai and like call her out like that in public? I was surprised. That was an interesting choice. Not that I don't believe her. And then I'm so sick of this too. And I know you guys, if you're a new Bella here, you might not like this, but this is very quickly for people to just realize this is who I am. So love me or hate me. But I really, really hated that Sai responded being like, not all brown girls look alike, because it just is like, you can be annoying. You can have annoying behavior. You can also be a bitch, and you can be black, like, and also white people and Hispanic. It's like everybody can be. I just had the same conversation about Vanita. It's like, you can be annoying and you can be white and you can be black. It's like, what does that have to do with? It has nothing to do with that. I'm aware. All right. I'm fucking woke. Like, what do you want from me? I'm liberal as hell. Like, I support everybody. So I just don't want to hear it. I don't believe that this was a racist attack. I believe Madison really did have a bad experience with her. She pulled the receipts. She showed that they have sat next to each other on a panel. They have interacted before. Sai pretended like she didn't know her, but guess what? They do know each other. And this was annoying. Yes, I agree. Like, don't start none, won't be none. I guess, whatever. People are going to feud. So, not necessarily taking a side. I think that they both probably wanted to have a moment with this and like took the bait and fought with each other. Madison, I don't know. That was messy. You played a stupid game and you got a stupid prize probably at the end of the day. But I still was here all for the feuds. And okay, let's end on a really positive note. Let's end on a non-feud moment, a non-rant moment, on a very, very positive note. From BravoCon 2025, we had the return of Vicky Gunvalson, the OG of the OC. I've been calling for her to come back for years and years and years, and I'm so happy. So watching it on Peacock, you can actually see that Andy did have that orange in his pocket. Vicky obviously had no idea. She said that she was told she was going to present the Lifetime Achievement Award because she received it last time, and she wasn't expecting to come back. But I'm really, really wondering, okay, Alex Baskin, like, what are we thinking going into season 20 for OC? Like, what are we thinking with this? We know that is a conservative area, and we know that the Gretchen of it all had a big moment. Are you going to bring back Gretchen and Vicky? Is Kelly Dodd coming back? Are we just going all in with the Real Housewives of MAGA? And Tamara's going to be left, and she's going to be the last one, because I believe, I'm calling it here. I'm going to do a Bella exclusive right now. Calling it here. You heard it here first. I think Gina and Emily are both out. I see a double firing. Gina's got her real estate going now. Emily doesn't need this. They have family money. And I think that we've had enough. Let them they're going to start a podcast. Oh my God, you guys, they'll start a podcast. Okay. And we'll just listen to them from there. Okay. So I want to go back to my LOL moment of the week, because I realized that I went on such a tangent and I never circled back from my OMG moment, which was meeting and speaking to the McBees, to my LOL moment, which was watching Carl, Lindsay, and Kyle on the couch, their natural reactions to their first episode filming together. That was just so cute and sweet. We all laughed together, and I felt like I was really there to like have that nostalgia with them. And it was really good. It was intimate. It was like an intimate showing with them. So that was one of my favorite parts of the weekend. So I hope you enjoyed this recap. I hope that you will subscribe, follow along on YouTube. I can't wait, you guys, my new podcasting room. Okay, I'm going to Disney next week, and they're going to be finishing up, but I mean, I would take my camera over there to show you, but it is dusty and very dirty, and there's actually no lamp in there. But all of the flooring's ripped up. All of the walls have been patched up for paint. We're going to need a new window, and I will soon have my new podcasting room. So coming to you guys soon. I will be broadcasting from a brand new studio. So thank you all for being with me, though, during the old days of being in the kitchen and podcasting just wherever I could plop down with my mic. So, all right. Love you all, Bellas. Have a great weekend, and I will be back to talk to you about some of reality TV's most talked about moments next week. All right. Love you. Ciao, Bellas.